So if you want to take your forehand volley from this to this, then this is going to be the video for you. Hey everyone, it's Tyler and Michelle Stroik with Universal Rackets. And in this video, we're going to be doing a full masterclass on how to hit an amazing forehand volley. First, we're going to be demonstrating. I'm going to be walking you through all different tips and tricks. And then after that, we're going to be actually teaching Michelle every single tip and trick we worked on. We're going to be applying it to her pickleball game. We're going to be showing you the exact drills and exercises and progressions that you need to go through to learn this pickleball shot.
Because you might have a good forehand here, but you're probably missing around here.
And the thing is, everyone can hit a good forehand from above the net because they're swinging down into the court. If you want to get to the next level of pickleball, you have to learn how to be aggressive from at or below the net. And the truth is, you don't have to have years of pickleball experience. You don't have to watch millions of pickleball videos and take tons of pickleball lessons unless you're with Universal Rackets. And you don't have to be a certain level to learn these shots. If you can listen to our explanations and then follow the technique, drills, and exercises that we go through, you're going to be able to learn this amazing shot with however long this video is. So make sure you buckle your seatbelts and stay tuned because this is going to be an amazing video. Let's go. So the number one reason why players can't hit a good forehand volley is because they are not in the proper starting position. If you want to be able to hit a good forehand volley, you have to make sure you start on the right foot. And what do I mean by that? I mean making sure your body and your paddle is in the proper ready position. A lot of players, they can't hit power, they can't hit a good volley because their paddle is going out to the ball. So this is what it's going to look like. Players are here, and again, they're just trying to go out to the ball. They're not being proactive, they're being reactive. Instead of going out to the ball, I'm going to be leaning forward, have my paddle already out in front, so now when the ball comes, I can go straight out to it. Again, I'm making contact early, I'm making contact out in front, and that has nothing to do with my skill level. All that I'm doing different is instead of being like this, I am being like this. I am leaning over, I'm having my weight in my toes and my paddle out in front. Now, a lot of instructors, a lot of players, they say, oh, well, you want your weight in your heels. That's to not get you to fall into the kitchen. After we understand that, after you're not falling into the kitchen with your volleys uncontrollably, put your weight into your toes because it's going to allow you to lean forward and reach your paddle out in front. Now, another little hack tip that you can do for this volley is use this non-dominant hand to extend. What I mean by this is if my non-dominant hand is just down, this hand right here is just down on the side, now I can only lean out to here. However, if I push this non-dominant hand backward, now look what I can do. I can make contact more forward. So what I want you to do, and a great drill to do, is have a beautiful pickleball partner on the other side feed the ball to you. Or if you don't have someone to you, you don't have to, just do it yourself and work on pushing this arm back and pushing this arm forward. So again, I'm gonna push this arm back and forward. And we're gonna try to save balls, so I'm gonna hit every ball at you, but I'm gonna hit it nicely, not like that one when we're recording over there. I'm so glad you had that cap, or you would have like a black eye right now, right?
That's for sure.
I don't know. So that is what you want to do. You want to make sure you lean over. The next thing that you want to do is eliminate your backswing. Now here's a big thing where players go wrong is that they think that you don't want to take the paddle back behind your body. Yes, you don't want to take your paddle back behind your body, but if you want to get to the next level, you don't want to take the paddle back behind your wrist. What I mean by that is, look, when I hit my forehand volley, I'm always keeping my paddle out in front. This is okay if you're doing a giant backswing, but if you can think that your paddle never goes behind your wrist and you're just keeping it out in front, that's going to help you tremendously. Now what we're going to do is we're going to do another drill, and to simulate this or learn this, I'm literally going to hold my paddle out here, and then I'm going to get a feed, and then I'm going to go and hit the volley. Again, I'm going to start here and then go and hit the volley. I'm starting with my paddle already out in front. And I'm teaching myself that all I have to do is literally flick my hand. And that's the next thing, the forehand flick. What I want you to think when you are being aggressive with the forehand is you're starting here, and then all you're doing for power is you're throwing your paddle forward. I like to think of it as fingertips forward. My paddle sideways, and then when I finish Look at my fingertips. My fingertips are facing forward. My paddle sideways, my fingertips are facing forward. My tip of my paddle is sideways and my tip of my paddle is pointing forward. By pointing the paddle forward, number one, it's going to finish higher than when you started. Look at my paddle tip prior to contact. Look at my paddle tip after contact. That means that I'm lifting the ball up. I have to swing upward if I want to be aggressive at or below the net. But the next thing that's going to do is it's going to make that ball have power and it's going to make it penetrate through the court. A lot of players see advanced players hit volleys and they just swing upward. Where's the ball going to go? It's going to go up. So what I need to do is if I want to make that ball penetrate through the court, I'm going to swing forward and that's going to help me really get pace on that ball. So again, always forward when I hit. The next thing I want you to think about is your body. Do you want to talk about controlling your body, Michelle?
No, you can.
Okay, so when you are doing your swing, you're going with your wrist and look at my body when I hit. Ready? Here we are. My body's not moving whatsoever. A lot of players go wrong because they hit and they're falling out of their shot. They feel like someone imaginary is pushing them. You need to make sure you keep your body down and keep your body controlled and concise. The best way to do it is all you're going to do is you're going to drop your center of gravity. If I'm standing straight up and someone tries to move me, I'd fall right over. If I get into my legs, drop into my legs, now when I hit, I'm going to be balanced when I hit. So drop your center of gravity and be balanced and just go with your wrist. A lot of times players at a decent level or a lower level, they're hitting and they're moving a ton. You need to be efficient and controlled and you have to just go with your wrist. And by thinking paddle tip downward, paddle tip forward, that's going to help you a ton. Now the paddle tip downward is a big thing that's going to allow you to be aggressive from at or below the net. A lot of players go wrong because when they receive a ball, they receive ball low and they're just swinging like this. They're swinging exactly if they got a high ball where they would swing down. If you get a low ball, you can't have that exact swing. When you're hitting from above the net, you have to hit into the court. When you're hitting from at or below the net, you have to hit up over the net. So how do we do that? We do it by getting our paddle tip down prior to contact and swinging upward after contact. Players are able to hit a good aggressive volley from below the net because they are getting under the ball prior to contact. Now, how do we get under the ball? It's very simple. All you're going to do is start with your paddle tip out in front, put your paddle tip down, and then finish with your paddle tip forward. If the ball's at or above the net or above the net significantly, you're just going to swing downward with your wrist. If it's at the net, you're going to swing more up and forward. If it's below the net, you're going to really go downward and then swing upward and forward. Regardless of the height, again, I'm either coming down, I'm going a little bit down and forward, or I'm going all the way down and then coming upward. A great drill to do is you're going to have your partner toss you a ball so it's really accurate. You're going to start with your paddle tip down, and all you're going to do is finish with your paddle tip forward. Again, I'm starting with my paddle literally vertical, and then I'm finishing forward. I'm learning how to lift the ball up over the net. The cool thing about this shot, if you want to be aggressive from below the net, is that it's kind of like a forehand drive, except the forehand drive, the ball's bouncing and coming to you. The volley, it's in the air, but it's kind of the exact same thing. I'm going to put my paddle tip downward, and then when I finish again, I'm going to finish upward when I hit. Then after you get that, you're going to start with your paddle tip out in front, put your paddle down, and then finish with your paddle up. Now, where did I go wrong with that? Do you know, Coach?
You're standing up too tall.
Standing up too tall, and I took my paddle back a tiny bit. I completely missed to keep the paddle out in front. So when you keep this paddle in front, my paddle's downward there, it's not downward here. So start with the paddle tip out in front, go down, and then finish up. Another way that you can think of it is a sideways wave. You're going to put your hand straight out, you're going to put your hand down, and then you're going to wave to the side. Or think fingertips are downward, and then fingertips are upward. Now, I talked all about it.
Yeah. I have something to say though.
Let's go.
So I could have clicked on this video because I'm like, okay, I'd be curious to learn how Tyler is going to teach this forehand situation. But guess what? If you give me a high ball to my forehand here, it's like my favorite shot in the whole world. I'm like, my forehand's amazing. Give me a high ball. Please give me a high ball to my forehand because it's literally one of my best shots. But here is where the problem solving comes in with pickleball and why I love the sport so much, because I have a great forehand if I have the perfect ball to attack. But here's where it becomes gray and you have to start using your brain and your body and understanding the ball that's coming to you. What kind of ball is being delivered to you? So this is actually the same shot that I've been messing up constantly in my women's games. And we all four of us women were playing, we're talking, I'm like, I'm gonna have Tyler make a video about this because we're tired of missing the shot. It's a middle of the road attackable ball. It's not a high volley that you're gonna put away with your forehand. It's a shot that would require this forehand flick or the forehand roll, whatever you wanna call it. And what's happening is we dink a lot. So there's like, say there's like 10 dinks happening and I'm on the left side. So it's my forehand that I'm going with. And I get a ball in the middle. I'm like, oh my gosh, this could be the ball. Because no one wants to attack the wrong ball and then mess up the point or hit the ball in the net or kind of like pull the trigger at the wrong time. So at a higher level, the balls get lower that you need to attack before someone else does. So I had a ball right in the middle, maybe it was like at net level, and I know that I'm supposed to do something with this. It's not just a dink back, it's not an unattackable ball. It's something that I should be doing something with. Now the problem is, from Tyler's explanation of it to me, is what I was doing was I was so used to doing the dinking motion that when it comes time to attack, I'm using the same dinking kind of beginning of my shot and my paddle face is open. Because I'll get the ball and I'll have the right idea, but I'm not executing it properly and my balls are going long past the baseline. So it's like it's the right ball, but it's the wrong execution. So it's very different than slapping it down with your wrist like I was talking, which is my favorite shot. What I need to do is fully execute step 1, 2, and 3 of this forehand roll, which is going to be making sure that I'm accelerating here and finishing straight ahead, where my paddle face is going to be able to come across the ball and it's going to dive into the court instead of going too long past the court.
Now, if you guys want to learn how to hit this step by step, we spoke about it and we explained it, but now we're going to actually give you drills to do. And again, you can get an amazing partner or you can get a coach and just show them this video and have them follow this basically. So the first thing that you're going to do is you're going to come up to the net and you're going to freeze with your paddle on the net like this. And you're going to freeze with the paddle and the ball, okay? You need it around the net strap. The reason why is if it's lower, it's just gonna fall down and you're going to freeze. And your goal is going to be able to lift the ball and roll it over the net. How do we roll it? It's the exact same motion as the forehand flick volley. So she's gonna start with her paddle at the ball. You're gonna hold it. Do you have it secure? Now try to roll it. Good, do 2 more. Freeze and try to roll it. Good. Doesn't have to be perfect. 1 more. Roll it. And that's teaching you that low to high motion and with the wrist. Windshield wiper. Think 12 o'clock up here, 6 o'clock down here. 6 o'clock to 12 o'clock. 6 o'clock to 12 o'clock. But notice when we do 6 to 12, we don't just go straight up. You're going to pop it up kind of like I did earlier in this video. You're going to go 6 o'clock and then you're going to go out to 12 o'clock. You're not going up to 12, you're going out to 12. Now, the next thing that you're going to do, you're going to come right here. And again, this can work for any age, any playing level, any racket sports experience. We have worked with, and I've worked with, over probably like 20,000 plus players from all racket sports abilities, really bad, really good. And this is universal for everybody. And that's why we called our company Universal Rackets. Right? So we're going, you're looking at me like, what the heck is this guy talking about? So you're going to start with the paddle down. Okay? And all you're going to do is we're going to do it with the bounce first. Why are we going to do it with the bounce? Because in the air, there's more or less time. You have to react way faster. So if we can learn it off the bounce, then we can translate it in the air. If I come out to you or a coach comes out to you right now and they go, okay, Michelle, we're hitting a roll volley. Here, you want to go like this, 50 angle, 60-degree angle. Let me just pull my protractor out of my box, tool bag, and just go like this. You're going to get lost, discouraged, and then you're going to be, I'm not good enough pickleball yet. Start with paddle tip down. 6 o'clock, paddle tips down. Nose, butt cap is pointing up. How do we do this position? It is not rocket science. All we're doing is dropping and releasing our paddle. She's not forcing the paddle to go down there. You're starting with your paddle here, and you're just releasing your paddle. And there we are. You're in the proper position. Now, all you're going to do, we're kind of going to hit a forehand topspin dink. And all we're going to do is we're going to finish upward. Are you ready? Paddle tip down, paddle tip up. Good. Paddle tip down, paddle tip up. 1 more. Paddle tip down, paddle tip up. And that is the type of motion that you need to hit. How does it feel?
So it's kind of like an L. So you're coming from down here and just stopping here. I noticed when I was practicing it before this video, I come all the way over here because I overswing. And I have to take rid of this 9 to 12 on the clock. So if I could just go from 6 to 12 instead of from 6 to 9.
Those are one of my favorite shots that you hit as your doubles partner. The one when we have that amazing forehand volley and you go like this. And where does it go? In the net, because you're pulling away. You're swinging across the ball and you're not coming up on the ball. And previously, this is where players go wrong and they get discouraged, is if you're making contact above the net, you can swing across the ball. Why? Because you're hitting down into the court. When you swing across, start with your contact, right? Here we are. Now swing across your body and freeze. Go all the way across and freeze. Good. Okay, well, she went sideways, but most players, come on, you gotta help me with this video.
Okay,
they swing downward. When you're swinging downward, where is the darn ball gonna go? The ball is going to go downward in the net. So you get away with it because you're making contact above the net, but then you have the exact same swing when you're making contact at or below the net. You're playing with a super amazing Carbon Pickleball sponsored pickleball player, and you have this amazing forehand volley and you just net it every single time and it gets mad at you. Let's get a new mixed doubles partner.
Get mad at me.
Reason why is because you're going to start down and then you're going to finish up. Now, big thing with you, you're finishing up like this. That's good. You're lifting the ball, but now I want you to start down and finish out. So the first thing we kind of worked on like a top spin dink. Now we're going to work on like a top spin speed up, and then we're going to put it in the air. So start with your paddle tip down, and now bounce, and now forward. Don't hit the camera. Woo! Look at that. Down, forward. One more. Down, forward. All right, this is too good right here. I have to check if the camera's recording. If you want to tell them a little bit about anything that's going through your mind right now, feel free to do so.
Yes, because this shot is 100% way different than a dink that you're going to be hitting. So you have to change mode from dinking, expecting a dink, to being like, oh my gosh, this is the time. Pull the trigger and change your whole shot from a dink to this. And that's where I feel like we kind of like hesitate in the middle and we're hitting like a dink volley that's going too long, and it's so frustrating.
And what's one big thing about this, you have to commit and you have to be confident. If you don't commit, it's going to be
the acceleration
SHIT.
too.
If you don't commit, it's going to be blank it. That's a great saying, great quote. Don't forget. You have to commit or it's going to be split.
I understand.
Perfect saying. Let's go. So, paddle straight out, paddle tip down, commit, boom, forward. Paddle tip out, paddle tip down, commit, forward. So now before we walk, we're crawling still right now. Instead of starting with her paddle tip down, she's going to start it out. Then I'm going to bounce. You're going to put the paddle tip down and then going to go forward. So let's go through it. Bounce, paddle tip down, finish forward. Bounce, paddle tip down, finish forward. Bounce, paddle tip down. All right, every single one of those are going in the net.
I can't with you with these bounce, step, hit, bounce. I can't learn that.
Yeah, I know, and I can't with you. You're taking the ball, the paddle down. That ball is going in the net every single time, and this is the reason why.
Well, you didn't bounce it. You're just saying bounce.
You're not listening to me from the beginning of the video. Where do you take your paddle back? You take your paddle back here and down. You're taking your paddle back here. If you take your paddle back, you're going to get late.
I was waiting for the ball to bounce.
Tip,
I was waiting for the ball to bounce, never bounce.
So big thing, if you have a pickleball coach, when you bounce the ball, you're going to bounce in front of you, not close to your body. So you're not going to bounce it here, go bounce here. So start with paddle tip out, bounce, down, forward. Bounce, one more. Wow, and I want you to notice her contact point. Her contact point is always out in front and away from her body. You're not getting close. If you get close with this, it's going to be horrible, okay?
Terrible.
Every single time. It's not going to be good. So you need to make sure you make contact out in front. Now, once we get that, now we're going to make contact. And another great way to think of it, and I don't think really you like it, but that's okay. Put your hand in this paddle, hand straight out, hand down. Look at these Hailey Bieber nails. And then you're going to finish. It's like a sideways wave when you're hitting. So you can think of it that way. Now you're going to do the exact same thing, but you're going to hit it in the air. So paddle out. Right? Drop, lift. Good. 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 Now they're going to out lofty. Why? Because if you don't commit, it's going to be blank. Yes, you're not allowed to say on YouTube. Not nice. Bad word, mommy. So start with out and go down and forward.
Call me that on YouTube without any children around.
Go down and forward. So paddle tip out, paddle tip down, forward. Woo! Look at that. Woo, look at that. One more. Good. So what did you learn? The
That's a
more
lot of
forward you
spin.
go, the better it's going to be.
Faster.
Now, we got to show you guys this to show you it is not staged, and then we're going to wrap it up, and I will send
How
you
could this possibly be
over
staged, Tyler?
my invoice. Well, people are going to say, oh, well, you can't show it. You're not showing the whole thing. You have no clue what you're talking about. I'm going to unsubscribe.
Show them dinking then. Dinking
So,
to that. That's the
Here we
hardest
are.
thing.
You know that video where it's like what you think it looks like, and then they zoom
Yeah.
out and show the whole court, and they're like missing?
Yeah.
Kind of think that people might think that. So for all the haters out here, paddle tip out, paddle tip down, finish with your paddle tip forward. Woo! Paddle tip out, paddle tip down. Good. One more. Wow. Good. There we are. And there we have, folks. That is how you hit a forehand
Wait,
volley
I said go from
at
dinking.
or below the net.
Show them dinking.
Dinking,
This is
what
what
do you
I was
mean?
saying. So you and I are dinking forehand,
Okay,
forehand,
so-
and then I get the ball. That's where my problem is.
So here's the thing. You got to stick with it. Thing is, when we're playing pickleball and we're up at the kitchen, it's different from a feed or a drive when I'm back behind the baseline. So if we're dinking, we're going to go
Cross
straight
court.
ahead. We're going to go straight ahead. You need to lean over and do this. So if you get a high one, lean over. Wow. What
I did it
happened? You
all
took
wrong.
your paddle
See?
back.
See?
And the reason why is
Because
because
you
you
have
have to
to
do it over and
practice.
over and over
I have
again, that it
bad
becomes
habits.
muscle memory. And if you have
Fix
the person
it.
that you're
Fix
trying
it.
to teach actually
Let's
listen
go.
to you and
Fix
retain
it.
information, maybe it'll help. But you're going to dink, and then she's going to reach over, and now do it. Good. Whoa, look at that. Amazing.
See?
All right, so here we are. I'm going to solve this for once and for all. Maybe not for you, but for
If
everyone
you
on the
can
internet.
teach me, you
I'm
can
taking
teach anyone.
too many shots. I'm sorry, babe. I love you. All right. So here's what we're going to do, okay? You want to solve this. You want to make your life super easier. Here we are, okay? Here's what you have to do, okay? Here we are. So you're going to start with your paddle straight out, and you're going to use this paddle as a tool. And what I mean by that is this paddle is a tool. Is it at the tip of your paddle or behind, or is it out in front? You're going to hold it out. And again, if it's in front, you're going to take it as a dink, or you're going to take it out of the air. So what I want you to do is I want you to really keep your paddle out here. You're starting here and you're kind of going back. No, here and forward, here and forward. So your ready position, instead of like this, you're going to be like this when you hit at all times, okay? So you're going to get into your legs, you're going to keep your paddle out here, and you're not going to move. Are you ready? Yeah!
The question is, are you ready?
I don't know, it depends. Are you going to make it? Are you going to listen? Here we are, let's go. Right, so you're going to start with paddle tip out in front, get into your legs. Drop your center of gravity, hold it out, use it as a tool. Ready? So we're going to dink, use it.
Why do you
So
refuse
here,
to dink forehand?
use it as a
forehand?
tool. Use it as a tool. Here we are. So you're holding the paddle out. Use it as a tool. Hold it out. Hold the paddle out. After you dink, hold the paddle out. Hold the paddle out. Hold the paddle out. Hold it out. Hold it out. Whoa! Look at that. That was so good. Now, thing is after you speed up, you have to be ready for the cleanup. If you play someone high level who's going to block every single ball back because they're so good, then what's going to happen? You got to be ready. So you're going to go and you're going to keep the paddle out in front. You're going to use it as a tool out in front. Can I take it out air? Use it. Come on, stick it out. Stick it out. Stick it out. Stick the paddle out. Stick the paddle out. Stick it out. Yes. Good. Look at that. Look at that, Scorpion. That was so good. And that's my favorite shot that you hit. Come over here and let's recap it. So everyone, if you can do that, it doesn't matter of your prior playing pickleball level, your racket sports experience, your knowledge, your paddle. I mean, you have to get a Carbon Waves paddle. Click link in the description.
Or how good your
Code
forehand
Universal
is.
Racket.
Or how good you think your forehand is. Like, you know I have a great forehand, but it's that situational one
Yeah.
that you need to actually learn and practice to delete those bad habits.
Yeah, and the thing is, and again, I'm just having fun with it, but oh yeah, I have a great forehand. I have a great forehand. Everyone has a great forehand when it's above the darn net. Just like everyone can bang the ball when it's above the net.
Mm-hmm.
What makes it a good forehand is if you can keep your paddle out in front and get that ball at or below the net. That's going to help you a ton.
Yeah.
Now, I hope you guys like this video. It's always a pleasure training with you.
It's
We
not.
said we were going
No,
to
it's not.
we said we were going to drill for 30 minutes. If you'd record
are.
this with me, I would drill with you for 30 minutes. This has been like 15 minutes of drilling, so we got 15 left.
Lies.
And yeah, make sure to subscribe. We'll see you guys on court. Bye.
Bye.